if you don't have much of a choice, but you have to kind of allow people to be the way they are, because maybe it's your boss, maybe it's your parent, you have to live with them, maybe it's someone you have to live with, or it's your significant other, your husband, your wife, your whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's like sometimes we're stuck, and when you're stuck like this, the solution is to don't contribute to any of this really being okay, and try to contribute to yourself realizing the truth and yourself now creating a new reality for those that are able to get away with what they want to get away with and how they're getting away with it, because they can no longer feed off you, they can no longer manipulate you, they can no longer take advantage of you. Whether they realize they're doing this or not, it is occurring. And they no longer can get their way with any of this because you basically are not allowing it. Now, the only way to really not allow this is to basically no longer give them that type of attention. No longer give them the expression of like, oh, you're really bothered, or you really want them to stop. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do any of that, because that definitely gives people the boundary that like what's wrong is wrong and that needs to stop. But we need to also follow through. So if you're going to do that, you need to follow through. However, without doing that, I'm not saying it's not possible to make it stop. It's just not giving them all that entitlement, not giving them all that attention, not giving them all that like, oh yeah, let me pay attention to what you're going through, when really what you're going through probably isn't good within you. So you need me so you can vent and get your energy out, and you need to get me to give you sympathy or give you empathy or give you something, which it really isn't. You don't really even care about that to some people that are trying to do this, because they really just want your energy. They don't want your sympathy. They don't want your care, because they're just going to get energy from other people. So it's all a matter of like them just not having a higher enough energy from within them that really feels good and resonates pureness, happiness, love, all these things that are actually supposed to help us to have a more enjoyable life. They don't really have that, so they're going to feed off others, and they don't really care about your existence. They're not thinking about you other than you when you're in their presence, and this is just how they're going to live. They really don't think other people are even that valuable unless they're contributing to their life or their existence or their meaningfulness, other than, people also have really great meaning, and they have a lot of care and respect for other people, and they think of others besides themselves that aren't even a part of their life. So it's like, I'm not saying we have to be this ultimate great person to not be like this, but people who are negative, they're really just suffering. So no longer contribute to them, because they're using you, and whether they realize it or not, they're just going to get away with it with somebody else. So it's not you, it's them. That statement applies to this directly, because it is them. They're going to be like this to almost anyone else who put up with it, who contribute to it existing, and maybe they're blind. They don't really see the truth. They're not vulnerable to maybe do something about it. They're not willing or capable, or they struggle to even notice any of this is even existing, or they consider this normal because this is where they've come from, or this is how they feel about themselves. And also, this is kind of like the negative energy within them, so they might even get along. So it's like, the reality is, if you don't want any of this to occur, first off, you have to recognize it's existing. Second off, you no longer enable it.